Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you some of the neat things that you can do with Canvas, which is our new learning management system that we've adopted within the district. One of the things that I do recommend that everybody does so that they can really play around with their courses and make them their own is that you create a shell course that allows you to work on your course without actually having your course that is linked to Alma with all of your rostered students in it. To do this, it's super simple. You just go to the dashboard in Canvas and you come over here and select Start New Course. Here you're going to type in whichever course it is that you want to have a shell course for so that you can work on it. I suggest that you create a short name. I learned that Canvas will create whatever short name it chooses. It picks and chooses which words it thinks are the most important, which are not necessarily the most important to you. So I do recommend that you all create a short name that you're going to like, and then come down here and select Create Course. When it comes to what you can do in Canvas, there are endless options on how you can make your courses customizable to you and make them best fit the students that you actually have inside of your course. The biggest bonus also is that the stuff is not set in stone. You can continue to play with this, you can continue to modify it, you can add stuff, you can take stuff away. You can really take and turn this particular system into whatever it is that you need so that you can be the most successful and so that your students can also be the most successful. So to show you some of the different things that you can do, I'm going to take you into my Bio 1 course and I'm going to show you some of the different stuff that I have been playing with this summer. So one of the things that I started doing is I started putting in banners, I started putting in pictures, I started putting in what Canvas calls buttons, which are simply a picture that I have hyperlinked to a page or a document. And those buttons are going to allow these students to basically just interact with what it is that I want them to see. And it's not just written out on a piece of paper or in a plain black and white document, and hopefully it'll help keep their attention just a little bit better. One of the things that I do recommend that everybody does with all of their courses is to limit how much the students have access to over here on the left-hand side. My Bio 1 students will only have access to their homepage, their announcements, their modules page, and their grades. Some people will be concerned, well, but how do they get to their assignments? How do they get to their quizzes? All of those things are going to then be housed in the modules, and it helps prevent the students from getting inundated with too much information and getting lost and not being able to figure out where they need to go. So really, all of these things, even though you're going to use them, the students don't need to have access to the actual main page of them because you're going to give them access to the specific activities and quizzes that you want them to look at that particular time. You always do want to have them have some way of access to their modules. This is going to be where you're going to spend most of your time building. Because this is going to be where it's going to have all of the different units, chapters, modules, however you want to put it, that they're going to work through as they go through the course. I do recommend that everybody create something similar to what I have here with the Getting Started module. Bonuses, I already have this created, and I do have it in the Commons, so if you choose to, you can go and you can grab mine. You then just need to edit my name out of the information so that you can then make it your own. But this is going to force them to not only actually open up Canvas and figure out how to find your course, but it's going to make them actually go in there, set up their account. It's going to teach them really, truly how to navigate Canvas. It's going to have them go through an activity with the syllabus, which is really important with the younger students because they kind of need that motivation to actually go through it and say that they've read it. You can put in a practice quiz. You can tell them about your course specifically. So this particular spot is going to be how my course is going to run, what expectations they should have for the semesters, and then kind of gives them a little congratulatory thing and tells them what it is that they should have completed at that point in time. Another bonus to Canvas is I can make all of this be required, which you can see they have to complete all items for this particular module, but I also then can set it up where they have to literally go through it here, then here, then here, then here, or I can let them kind of pick and choose wherever they want to start. For this particular module, I wanted them to go through it in sequential order, so I made it mandatory that they have to actually complete this page before they can have this page open, and so on and so forth. Then what I've done with my curriculum as a whole is I've been starting to create my modules based on which units of study we're going to go through, and setting it up so that instead of just having me talk about notes and show them different things while we're actually in class, they have access to a lot of this stuff at home, so they can review it at home before they come in. We can then have more honest discussions about it, and then we can do more activities instead of spending more time going through the curriculum as a whole. What this allows you to do is this allows you to make the curriculum that they have at home much more interactive. You can link videos to it. You can link recordings of yourself. You can have your PowerPoints in there. You can have drawings. You can have additional review materials. Really, honestly, the options are absolutely endless on what you can put in here. So one of the things that I'll show you, one of my pages is going to be obviously that introductory stuff. What is science? I have embedded a video in here that they can then go to and they can watch. I do recommend that if you do any videos that you have some type of a backup system so that if this video isn't working for some reason, they can actually have a hyperlink to take them out of the app or out of their browser so they can watch it in another platform. You can see I have pages linked. All of these pictures here are going to be linked to other pages so they can learn more stuff about those particular pieces. And then I ended with another video on the nature of science and what it is kind of that we're going to be going forward with as we move through the course. One of the other things that I do recommend that everybody has that I had honestly never really even thought about until I went to one of my trainings this summer was to have an overview page. The overview page is really honestly what we all do when we talk about what it is we're looking to get out of this course and what it is that they're going to be able to do. This just gives you the ability to put your standards, your objectives, all of the things that the students will be able to do at the very end of this, right down here in writing so that they can see it. I would recommend putting it in a language that they can understand. We all know our standards are not always easy to read, especially for your students. So you can take and turn this into whatever it is that you want. You don't have to have this by any means. Again, this is completely customizable. This is where I'm going with my different courses. And I just wanted to show you some of the different options that you have when it comes to how to make these courses look more than just some online platform that has a whole bunch of writing and make it something more inviting for the students to be able to feel like they can kind of play with it and make it feel like it actually is just a little bit more of value to them. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, if you want help setting up your courses, if you want to learn more about the buttons, the dashboards, any of those different pieces, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm more than glad to sit down with anybody that needs some assistance. I can show you the tips and tricks that I have learned. You don't have to stumble all the way through it like I have been stumbling across this summer. I can show you some of the pitfalls, and then you can really kind of then take it on your own and run with it in whichever way is going to be best for you and for your students. So hopefully you got inspired. Hopefully you found this informative. Again, please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you all very soon.